Christian leader and a Muslim leader, both preaching peace and unity, and you're both from Kaduna, of course, aren't you?
Yes.
Yeah. So this is wonderful. This place is truly a place of love. Thank you for that. And our business representative, Mr. Musa, how do you see Imam and Reverend Father have both talked about love? How can you implement it in your government and in your business circles? Because I think this is about action, isn't it?
Yeah.
How can you help us take it further and do things?
Well, in fact, Nigeria as a nation, the unity of Nigeria is to stay together for peace and love.
Yes.
We are talking of North. Kaduna is the core center of the North, from the Northwest. And our governor has did the best since assumption in office in 2015, because he always talk what peace is all about. That's why you can see in a situation whereby now when you look at our youths, the local players that we are having in football, you can see somebody from Tudunwada will go and play friendly matches in Chukung, in Kachia, in Sanga, down to Zaria. This is what we call peace. So according to what the Reverend Father said, and Sheikh Musa Tenimu, it is an interfaith.
Yes.
That's why we are here.
Yes.
Living together.
Wonderful.
For the unity of everybody.
Okay.
The issue of divide and rule has to be abolished. There is nothing like barrier.
Yes.
So let me stop here.
That's wonderful. Thank you for that. So moving on, my own observation coming here from years and years being in the South, you know, gentlemen, they told me a different story. When I came to Kaduna, I found the most hospitable place I've been to. Now, this is a man who's not just been to one or two countries. I've traveled the world. Even India, they call the place of hospitality, the place of love. This place even surpasses that. So that's my own feedback. But from the time I was in the South, they tend to talk about the North as being the problem. And so we've been preaching the message, the North is not your problem. But gentlemen, maybe coming back to you, Sheikh Musa, how can we improve that barrier? Let's say, how can we smash that barrier between the North and the South? Because even in the presidential elections, people are talking about tribe, they're talking about even religion.
Yes.
And as you said, sir, the election is a time of trouble. So how can we break down that barrier between the North and South?
We need three things to be clear.
Yes.
One, misinformation. So sometimes somebody will just decide to give wrong information. If you didn't investigate on it, you just follow and you accept. Actually, you'll be in problems. So it's one of the problems between the North and the South. Somebody will be in his house, in his office, in his working place, will just try to formulate misinformation. As they told you, don't go to the North.
Yes.
But when you come, you see differently.
Yes.
This is an instruction also in the Quran saying, يا أيها الذين آمنوا إن جاءكم فاسق بنبأ فتبينوا أن تصيبوا قوما بجهالة فتصبحوا على ما فعلتم نادمين. It is in the Quran. Anybody bring you news, anything, information, don't take it, investigate. Find out the truth. It is an instruction in the Quran. Any information you receive, find the truth, investigate, then you go on action.
Yes.
Once you accept it without investigation, you're going to say at the end you will come and blaming yourself.
Yes.
So it's a wrong information.
Exactly.
So one of the thing, the first thing is that any information reaches you, try to investigate.
Yes.
What are the truth of the matter? Then another one is the fake news.
Yes.
We have some media, especially social media.
Yes.
They will bring wrong picture, wrong something. They say this is what is taking place in social place. Because I could remember during 2011 when there is a lot of crisis here in Kaduna State, just somebody come from the south saying, oh, I have seen some people killing some Muslim. That's fake news. So some of our boys just pick some weapons, start killed some Christians too. Why can't you investigate before you took into action?
Yes.
So fake news also is one of the barriers.
Yes.
We have to break it.
Yes.
Then another thing is that the politician. I'm always telling that, because when you see the crisis in Kaduna State here is during the election, because they play a very vital role during their campaign, during their meetings and other things. They are always wanted to remain in power, so whatever they want to get, even in the shedding the blood, destroying of the properties, they will remain like that. So the politician also, they have to be very careful during their campaign. Then the last one, our religious leaders, when they are given chance to talk in the media, either in the radio or in the TV, also we have some extremists in both religions, the Christian part and the Muslim part.
Yes.
You will hear somebody from the front side, don't vote a Christian. Don't vote him Christian. You will also hear a Christian side say, don't vote a Muslim. But what we know from our religion is that vote a just person. Justice, that's what religion is concerned. Justice. Because I could remember during the lifetime of our holy prophets, some of his people, he packed them from Mecca, he took them to Abyssinia, that's Habasha. He told them the president or the leader of that country was a Christian, but he's a just person.
Yes.
You will do your religion peacefully, no harm. They found it correctly. So justice is the quality of the leadership, not the religion. Being a Christian does not mean you are just. Being a Muslim does not guarantee that you are just. But what you need is a just person who is a justice, who is going to give everybody his own right, whether a Christian or a Muslim. Therefore, we need these 4 things. Misinformation, we should clear it. Fake news, we will not put it, we should not take it.
Yes.
Then another one is political leaders. They should be very careful during their campaign, and also our religious leaders. Our religious leaders, please, I'm calling, they are very vital, because people at the grassroots used to listen to them. Because I could remember in the last year, 2018 or so, last election, we even categorized the parties, saying that 2015 PDP is for the entirely Christian, because the candidate was Jonathan. And the APC is a Muslim party, because the candidate who was Buhari and a Muslim. See how our religious leaders. So when you want to go and vote for the APC, they will look at you.
Yes.
From the south, even the South Kaduna, say, you are a Christian, you are voting a Muslim. But also here in the south, in the north, you are voting the PDP while you are a Christian, you are a Muslim. See how they divide the party.
Yes.
This is for the Christian, this is for the Muslim. That's work of our religious leaders or illiterate religious leaders.
Yes.
Because that way it's not, you will not be, the leadership does not consider religion. What do they consider is justice. Once you are a just person, you are entitled to be the leader in any place, because you are going to give everybody his own right.
Yes.
If you are a Muslim, get your own right. If you are a Christian, get your own right. In any political position, you will be considered. So that are the 4 things that if we consider them, if we take them into action, definitely we are going to get the unity. We are going to cut the barrier in Kaduna State, maybe in Nigeria in general.
Yes. Oh, that's wonderful. Sheikh Musa, that advice is going to be beamed to the whole of Nigeria. Let's follow that advice, because it's wonderful. I'm just disturbed by all the misinformation and fake news. Seems as though I'm fighting every day in WhatsApp, trying to counteract information. When I came here first, I went back to Abuja. People were arguing with me. They were saying bad things about my governor, because working here now, he's my governor.
Yes.
And I hate it. You talked about justice. It's so unjust to say wrongful things about people.
Yes.
Thank you for that, sir. So back to you, Reverend Father. I spoke to you before, and you fascinated me, because you talked about going to rivers and how they misperceive the North. What's your experience, and how can we stop this misinformation? We must bring the North together with the South, because we believe in a united Africa. If we don't have a united Nigeria, we won't have a united Africa. So what's your perspective, sir?
Yeah, sometimes I used to actually sit down and wonder what impact has the National Youth Service Corps, this NYSC, has been creating in this country for all the years it has been there. Because if you look at the system, the NYSC system, people from the north are posted to the south, people from the south are posted to the north. Ordinarily, it is supposed to bring about this understanding, this knowledge, this information that Sheikh is talking about.
Yes.
When an Igbo person is posted to Borno to go and do his youth service, at least it should give him an idea, the people there and the kind of life they live. But unfortunately today, you go to the south and people will be telling you that they don't know anybody. Everybody in the north is a Muslim, is a Hausa. Like I told you about when we went to school in Port Harcourt, and they were introducing us in the church. There's one of the priests. His name is Reverend Father Paul Malam. So when they just announced this is Reverend Father Paul Malam, the whole church was like, a Malam, you mean a Malam can become a Reverend Father? You understand?
Yes.
So a lot of what happened in the Civil War, the Civil War that whatever brought about the Civil War in Nigeria, and after the Civil War, I think proper healing has not taken place up to now. Proper healing has not taken place up to now. And where does that really start? The solution is not just the NYSC or anything, but from the home, the parents. What parents tell their children,
Yes.
what parents teach their children is actually the beginning of the formation of their character, their attitude towards another person, and the way they relate with the society. And also the environment in which they are brought up. So I want to say that to bridge this gap, we must begin from the home.
Yes.
The kind of values we inculcate in our children. What a parent says to a child, don't go and touch that person's property. Don't mingle with these people. They are bad people. It stays in the child's head. Even when he goes to school, he is educated, he has all the education. You see these primordial sentiments will still be there.
Yes.
That is number one. Number two, Nigeria has a national orientation agency. I don't know when last I saw any conscious message from National Orientation Agency. These are the kind of things that agency is supposed to be doing.
Yes.
Orientation.
Yes.
Give people the orientation to know that first we are Nigerians before we become Igbo, Hausa, Yoruba.
Yes.
And then apart from that, when you come up to the north here, you see that there are thousands of dialects, tribes. It's not everybody that is Hausa in the north. We only speak the Hausa language as a kind of we interact, business and all that. Definitely, and I will say it here and again, that the northerner is the most accommodating person, the most hospitable person,
Yes.
the truthful and honest person that you find is a northerner. A Hausa man would tell you, this is this and this is how it is.
Yes. Exactly.
If you accept it, fine. If you don't accept it, he will tell you that is how God wills it. But that is his life. And this is not to say that everybody is 100% perfect in the north. But generally from experience, you go to the market. Most of the times I go to the market, the people that I buy things from, that I can just pick things without even paying, and they will tell me, when you have the money, pay. Is a Hausa man.
Yes.
You go to different parts of this north, you must find an Igbo man.
Yes.
In fact, we used to even say that anywhere you go in the north and you don't find an Igbo man, run away from that place. Because they are not good people.
Yes, sir.
So, for us to bridge this gap, there has to be, the NYSC has to be doing more in giving the kind of orientation that they are supposed to give our youths. The national orientation is supposed to be very active. Parents are supposed to go back to the basics, to the roots, to teach their children values of coexistence, peaceful coexistence.
Yes.
Yes, and then the northerners should just keep up their spirit, their attitude of welcoming people, and then together we'll be able to bring down all the walls that have been dividing us.
Yes, that's wonderful, sir. Exactly what I've been feeling since coming here. And the governor recently said in a debate, I won't go into it, but he said, this is the North, we are civilized. And I wanted to applaud him for that because I found the place to be so civilized.
Yes.
And as you said, Father, everything's not perfect, but if we collectively take actions, we can move things forward.
Definitely.
So that's wonderful. We talked about Sheikh Musa said brilliantly that we should examine our differences. And when Reverend Father just now mentioned that there are still some grievances, even going back to the war, the Truth and Reconciliation action that took place in South Africa is what gave rise to healing of people. Because without expressing yourself, how you feel, without ventilating your grievances, it's difficult to understand people better and to form peace. So maybe we'll be doing some of that here in later episodes, finding ways of examining our differences, how we can learn from each other.